This is just another quick update video to show you what is going on. We have reached day 40 in the Rise Garden. Yes, I already regret the pumpkins, but I'm still glad that I did it, if for no other reason than to be able to show you guys what is going to happen. Unmitigated disaster. Holy camole. We have the strawberries that are growing. All of them have come up. We've got the time that's over there, and funny enough, in the app, it says it's time to harvest the thyme. It is not time to like harvest all the time, but that's okay. We've got giganto lettuce, and then the other lettuce over here is not looking its best. This one is one I didn't thin out, and this is why you want to thin it out. It's been struggling. This guy is kind of big as well, like taking over. So you can see this one's already getting a stalk on it. It's going up. It's kind of like past its prime. So I'm going to be taking this guy out, and then I will use a bit of the leaves, and then some of it will go into my loamy to make some pre-compost for my outdoor garden. Behind ye old monster lettuce, there is some nice looking parsley, and I need to harvest some of this. It kind of like, it's growing so fast. Um, and as much as I love growing my own vegetables, I don't eat enough salad, which I need to rectify, but I did not need to plant multiple lettuces. So I won't make that mistake again. It's all about learning. But down here, we have the pumpkin. She's growing. And this, if you guys don't know, so this would be a female flower. It has the little baby pumpkin at the bottom. And if we look in there, that's where we need to get the pollen. This is a male flower. It has no baby pumpkin, much longer stem. These tend to come out and open earlier. And inside here is where we're going to get the pollen. So this is where it gets interesting. I went back onto the site to double check to see if they mentioned anything there. And actually, hang on, let me grab them. This is the box of mini pumpkins. It says on the back it's advanced growing. On the website it says intermediate. I would agree with advanced. Sprouts in 14 days, harvest in 110 days. It says sweet, nutty, high in fiber and vitamin A, ideal for roasting, baking, and soups. But you know what it doesn't say on here? It does not mention on here, in here, or even on the website that you need to pollinate these. Now, I have cucumbers that I grow indoors that are parthenocarpic. Probably not saying that right. I will put it on the screen. Those basically do not need to be hand pollinated. They will produce fruit without pollination. Squash, I don't think that's going to happen. So rather than risk my baby pumpkin that has taken over, and again, like I said, won't ever do that again. It just takes up way too much space for like one pumpkin, and it's going to take a long time. Not worth it. Fun to try, but not worth it. I'll use these other seeds. I'll take them out of the pods and I'll plant them outside, and I'll save the pods and use them as seedless pods because I don't want to waste those. So I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to pollinate this just to make sure my wee pumpkin gets pollinated. And if anyone else has grown these and knows if you do not need to pollinate them, please go share in the comments. But I don't think that's so. I may even reach out to Rise Garden just to ask them. But yes, so I'll show you what I'm going to do, and then we'll get this pumpkin pollinated. Okay, so what you can do is you can use a paintbrush, but I'm just going to grab the male flower and break it off viciously. And then I'm going to show you a lovely shot of my chair. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off the flower, or the petals, I should say. Just going to get out pollen from the inside. And then essentially I'm going to take this over here, and I'm going to carefully go inside, if I can show this, and just brush it all up on those female bits. And then we will hope for the best. I'm going to be absolutely crushed if this doesn't work. And that's it. All done. And now we'll wait and see. You don't have long. The flowers aren't going to last long. I did notice there was another wee pumpkin, yes, starting over here as it is making its way up to the upper deck. Down here we also have the peppers. This is the Fresno pepper in the back. The biggest one we have is the gochujang, and I can already see that there are some flowers starting on there. And then under here, dwarfed a bit probably because it doesn't have a lot of light, is the jalapeno. And then looking the saddest of everything is the cucumber in the back. So you'll see that leaf is not looking healthy at all. And if you look at these leaves on the pumpkin, you'll see they are not looking healthy at all. I did have some pH issues, and I'm going to be doing a whole video on checking your pH. Now, I purposely did not check my pH for the first 40 days, and I will explain why in the other video. Also going to cut off some of these leaves. Do you hear that noise? That noise has spelled trouble for me in the past. It's when the water's not properly draining all the way down. And I think the reason for that is this pumpkin again, but we'll get to that in a second. I just wanted you guys to hear it. Here it goes. I know it stopped. It comes and goes. So I am going to cut off some of these leaves just to be able to get some light to some other stuff. I don't want to cut off too many, and outside I wouldn't do that at all, but in here it's getting ridiculous, and I need the peppers to be able to get some light too. Now, the sound. I think the reason is if we lift this up. Now, there are some beautiful looking roots, but they're massive. And they go over here, and they stretch over here. Well, there's some other nice looking pepper roots. And then, I don't even know if I can get in here. They go in there, and they're going down even in there. And all that stuff you see in there, that's from the mosquito dunk I put in there. But yeah, so I think that might be part of the problem. But what can happen is if this isn't draining properly, you have to really check for the roots up here. But I just wanted to show you how crazy those roots were. Now those could get into the pump, so again, not going to do that again. So come up here and check. Sometimes you can see the water doesn't run down, but it is in this case. Maybe it's getting backed up every now and then. But you need to make sure there's nothing blocking here, no roots there or growing down the tube. The other thing that can have happen, oh, see it's making the noise again. Oh, see? Do you see how it made like an air bubble there? Oh, so it's kind of clogging and then it goes. So that could be the reason. And maybe everything's okay. But if you hear a noise, always check it out. The other thing I want to do, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to show you guys on the camera, when I had it flooding and I had issues, there's a sponge that goes in here. You want to every now and then just kind of open this up, which is going to be hard for me to do, so I'm going to have to put the camera down because I don't want to damage my pumpkin. But come in here and just pull this sponge out and just make sure it's not clogging. Be careful though, because when I did it, when it was flooding and I pulled this out, like water shot like all the way back onto the wall. So just be careful. So I'm going to put the camera down and check that. I just gave it a check and it's still making the noise. A whole bunch of water did not whoosh out. So I don't think that's it. I think it's just making a little bit of a bubble there on the top and it's not flowing through. So I'll keep an eye on it. But it seems like everything is okay. So I will do another update video when we get to 60 days. And if you have any questions about testing for pH or testing for EC, go ahead and put them in the comments below, so I will make sure to include answers to them when I post the videos on testing for both of those things. And if you're curious to see my comparison between the Rise Garden and the AeroGarden farm, you can check out this video.